Okay, student, last lecture we all have discussed about the good laboratory practices, right? Now today we all will be talking about the laboratory safety. Now we have discussed all this point. Today we will be talking about the lab safety. Now see, lab, as I had already explained you in the last lecture, that the lab can be become a hazardous place if a proper care not be taken. So today we will be talking about the what safety measures you must be when you are inside the laboratory. Just a minute. So there are some safety rules that when we talk about safety, so your safety is not only your teacher, one who is standing there, your lab assistant, their responsibility. It is the responsibility of each and every individual. So it is everyone's responsibility. Just a minute, someone wants to sign into the class. Student, many of the time I told you that if you all will be joining with your official IDs, that will be very much appreciated because it disturbs the class and it disturbs you also. You will not be able to answer your examination if you will not be activating your official IDs. Make sure next time I will not allow any student if they will not be joining with their official IDs. Now, when we talk about safety, so some safety rules we all are going to discuss here. First of all, as I had already cleared that safety is everyone's responsibility. It is not only the responsibility of the teacher or the lab assistant or the lab staff. It is your responsibility, your friends' safety also you must be care about. Now see what type of safety rules you will do. First of all, you will be thinking about your safety, your friend's safety, your teacher, and everyone who's around you. Then after that you will start the practical, not also like that only. You have to start each and every practical with the teacher's permission. Now before starting the practical, usually it is our practice that we explain the procedure carefully. Okay, so thereafter you listen what teacher is telling you the procedure, note down the protocol, and read all the procedure before starting. Unfortunately, Allah na kare, after taking utmost care, if any accident occurs, you should not be scared to tell to the teacher. Immediately, you should inform it. Now, see, wear the goggles to protect your eyes. Now, this is about for the practicals which are performing the effervescence or some type of the fumes will come out. So, at that particular time, it is suggested that you must sure that you will be wearing the goggles to protect your eyes. But hardly any practical in zoology syllabus is there which requires goggle to be used. Now, when we talk about other safety rules, girls, make sure you should tie your long hair backside, use the clutch. If anyone's hair is open, I remember one case I've read in newspaper that one girl, she burned her entire hair. Now see this long hair, it may catch. Now if you will see the laboratory, I hope you all might have seen. If you haven't seen, whenever you will go to the college, visit the laboratory. So we have the tables close to each other, but still we have sufficient place. In many laboratory, you will not find that in working area between two tables there is a space, so you may catch fire from the backside table. So make sure that whenever you are entering in the lab, tie your long hair or preferably cover your hair with dupatta or with anything. It is preferable that you cover your hair so that there is no chance of any type of the accident. No loose fitting clothing in the lab, because all this can, especially girls, those who are wearing abaya and all, pay attention. No flowing sleeves, again that abaya only, it is having the long sleeves that may catch the fire very easily. Not at all talking, no gossiping. Lab is not the place to talk or to do the gossip. No horseplay. Whatever is explained by the teacher, listen very carefully. Most of the important point definitely will be given by your teacher. Now what the students do, they make their own shortcut. Should not do like that. You should follow all the direction. That shortcut may be very hazardous for you. Now avoid eating or drinking in the laboratory. It is not at all allowed. It is not suggested also. It is very much harmful for your health also. A very much strict action will be taken against the students, those who are taking food inside the laboratory. And we know that we have CCTV camera under each and every place, especially in laboratory. We have the CCTV camera from both the side to keep watch on you from the both direction. Now unfortunately we have taken all the care, we have ensure all the safety rules, but any mishap happened, Allah na kare, so that time there is a need of the first aid. So what type of first aid will take? If it is a burns and you got the injury, so that time immediately you must flush that burnt part under the cold water until and unless your burning sensation is lessened. Injury that may be occurred or bruises. Now usually what happen, you all are making the fine slices or fine section while taking the this TS in botany, so that time you are using very sharp blade, so that may cause cuts or the bruises. So do not touch the open with without any safety gloves, even if it is your open wound. Then also, now see, blood, your blood is a biohazard for other, but for you also you should not touch. Why? Because what will happen if you have any type of contamination or any type of microorganism on your hand, so this cut place will directly give space for that microorganism to enter in your body. So that time you must be very much careful that you will never ever touch such open wood without the safety gloves. Now see, if it is a very small or minor cut, take the cotton swab, sterile cotton swab, dip into the alcohol and just press that particular cut part. So what will happen if it is a minor cut? Immediately within few minutes bleeding will stop. Then apply the cold compress to the bruises, that will reduce the swelling. We have all this ice pack and all in the laboratory. Now, injury. Unfortunately, if any chemical splash in your eye, so immediately flush your eye with the plenty of water for the several minutes. Now, special type of these taps are there in the laboratory directly that will flash the water in your eye. If any foreign object has lodged in the eye, see that foreign object might be a type of metal. So you should not rub your eye. If it is a metal particle, fine particle, it may cause the injury in your eye. Now we will be talking about the safety symbol. ये ऐसा क्यों आ रहा है? Just a minute, student. Now, when we talk about laboratory safety symbol, what is the purpose of the laboratory safety symbol? Now, see, in the laboratory, the chemicals are very harmful. There are n number of chemicals. So every time the teacher will not be able to explain you about that. Yes, this is harmful. That is harmful. Student, let me add few more points here after the first aid. Now, see, few measures we should adopt to avoid any type of accident. The first is it is very very compulsory for each and every student before entering in the lab. Make sure that you are wearing a cotton apron. Now, see, nowadays many type of aprons are available that are made up of the synthetic cloths and that are very cheap too. avoid taking that. Now why I'm telling you cotton, most of the students they try to avoid taking the cotton apron because if it gets stained it is very difficult to wash. But let me tell you, this cotton type of material is only very good to prevent you from, and means it cannot catch the fire very easily, and it can prevent you for a very bad hazard, okay, or accident you can say. Now, see, whenever you are entering into the laboratory, that time make sure that your footwear should not be, means very heel type or something. Proper footwear should be there, and head should be kept and head should be tied properly to prevent catching of the fire. Make sure that whenever you are using the toxic chemical, carcinogenic chemical, or any corrosive type, corrosive means which can cause the burn or the bruises to you. So if you are using that type of material, make sure that you are wearing the gloves. Now there are many substances, volatile and inflammable chemicals, so that should be kept covered. Not keep now. See, all this chemical part for FIBSC we take care, but you are going to do now. See, in BSc almost all the chemicals will be prepared by your teachers or your lab assistants, and you will be just performing, you will be getting the practical and you will be performing all these things. But in MSc, when you will do your masters, so that particular time you will not even get chemicals on the table. You have to go to your laboratory, you have to search your chemical, and you have to prepare your own chemicals and you have to do your own practical. Hardly your teacher will see your result. The teacher will not be involved in your master's time. So make sure, make habit and make all this thumb rule if you are planning to make your career in the zoology. So now see, chemicals should all be kept very much covered, and it should be kept far from the source of fire. If you are not using it, care should be taken to prevent them from the catching fire while you are using it. Now biological waste, this is most important in the case of the zoology, because we are doing many practical in TYBSc. Almost paper 2 all practicals you will be using the blood sample. So whenever you are doing such serological or hematological tests, so a lot of biological waste will be produced. Along with that, when you will be doing the biotechnology practical, so that time also bio waste like bacteria and all will be formed. So this particular waste is called as the biological waste. So all the type of the biological waste have a proper recommendation for the discard. So you have to follow all this recommendation, and you should discard all this biological waste in a proper manner. Okay, so thereafter, when we talk about the acids and alkaline fluid, so usually what happens that sometimes you are asked to pipette it. So make sure in our laboratory we have the pipette pumps. But if your pipette pump is not working or any problem is there, make use the rubber bulbs for pipetting it out. Do not directly pipette it out because it may enter, as I had already told you, that eating food in the laboratory is not at all allowed. Washing hands properly before leaving the laboratory, it should be a regular practice for both teachers as well as the students. Now, teacher take utmost care washing the hands. Now, maybe laboratory after your practical, immediately there might be SYBSC practical or some other practical. So make sure that you are going outside and you are washing your hands immediately. Whether you have done a very small practical, there might be some strains of chemical or something which may left on your hand, so make sure that you will be washing your hand. Burner should be used within the suitably adjusted flame as per the need, whether it is asked to use the oxidizing flame or reducing flame. You read and you listen the instructions carefully. Now for zoology practical, we set the flame and give you, but we will be pampering and we will be giving this spoon feeding in your first year only. Second year onwards, or maybe third years also, you may be asked to come on, open your burner, do the practical. So make sure that you must know that as per the need you will be adjusting your flame. Burner should be ignited just before use and it should be put off immediately once the work is over. Whatever electrical appliances you are using, make sure that you will be checking it regularly, especially the physics. Now I don't have any physics student here because now PCZ combination is not there. But make sure that if any electrical appliances you will be using, we also use in the zoology practical electrical appliances like colorimeter and many instruments are there which are running on the electricity. But in physics, almost all whatever their appliances are there, that are the electrical appliances only. So make sure that you will check all the electrical appliances regularly to avoid electrical shock to the user. Now in this part also for F5 we are checking it. We are not allowing you to do any and set up any type of the electrical appliances. We are giving it you incubator, balance, centrifuge machine, and all the electrical equipment. It should not be moved frequently from their place. In our laboratory, we have the proper designation. There only we are keeping. So, and along with that, proper means you can say labeling is there, and the places are very much fixed. So, incubator and all you all are not allowed to move from here to there. Now, when you are observing the slide through the compound microscope, most of the time, the student do they close their one eye. I don't know what is the reason behind that. You should not do that. You should observe the microscope with the means now you are using one eye, but the second eye should also be kept the open only. Now, when you are using the objective microscope, so make sure that these objective lenses should not touch the cover slip or slide. Now you might be thinking कि मैम इससे हमारा जो है cover slip टूट जाएगा, but it is not like that. It can give the scratches to the objective lens also, and the microscopes are very costly thing. Now, whenever you are observing the preserved specimen in zoology, most of the specimen are the preserved one. So, what? How do we preserve? We are preserving it into the glass jar. So, you should not move it from one place to the another place. You should move. Understood? Because whenever you are paper one in BSc, we are doing all this practical by showing you the preserved specimen only. So what happen if you are done observing the specimen number 1 and specimen number 2 is kept on the distance, you should move and that student should move further. So this way you should move in a proper way. Now see, whenever you are observing any type of the specimen, so you must take down the notes on the basis of your observation, not like that whatever is written in your textbook you will be following that only. You should make sure that whatever things you are observing on the basis of your observation, you are finding yes, it is having the four appendages, two appendages, four limbs are modified into the wings and all. Whatever you are observing, you should note down your observation. And now for where you will be recording it, because in the your main journal, final journal, you are just noting down your practical part and you have marks over it. So usually what we ask you to do not write anything while doing practical, because that journal you have marks and you write it in a very proper way. So we usually suggest student to make a rough journal. So this rough journal should be maintained for recording your observation. It is not like that today you have written on some paper and then next day it is not available only. So maintain a proper rough journal so that your all records will be at one place. And whenever you are doing your regular practicals, so that particular time you must have your rough journal. In zoology, it is compulsory for each and every student. Whenever you are entering in the laboratory, you must have your rough journal, your dissection box, and whatever. As per 1 day prior to the practical, you will be getting information. Tomorrow, you will have to carry all these things. So that time, you make sure that your apron, your rough journal, and whatever things as per the practical is asked by teacher to carry, you should have all these things. So make sure this thing, whatever you are noting into the rough journal, that should be transferred into the fair journal later, and you should transfer it immediately. ऐसा नहीं कि at the end of the year you will be sitting, sorry, at the end of the term you will be sitting and writing the entire journal. That time all the this thing will go fade, and maybe you will fail to record all this observation in an appropriate manner into the fair journal, and your fair journal, for your information, have marks. Now see, most of the time we are using formalin. Formalin is a chemical, and we are using it for the preservation of your specimen. So must know that this particular chemical, formalin, is a carcinogenic. Student, note down the term carcinogenic and mutagenic. I will tell you the meaning. Carcinogenic means causing cancer. So whatever substance which can cause the cancer, they are called as the carcinogenic. Now, the second term I told you to note down is the mutagenic. Mutagenic means the chemical substances which causes the mutation into the chromosome is called as the mutagenic. So make sure that whatever chemical you are using, it should not contact to your body part. It should be avoided touching. Now see, we are keeping all this specimen into the jar unnecessarily. If you are touching the jar, and if any there such leakage is there, so that may happen that you may come in contact with some carcinogenic substances. So while diluting any type of acid, it should be poured into the container. Now see, it should be poured with the requisite amount with the help of the glass rod, and never the vice versa. It is not like that first you will be putting the acid and thereafter you will be pouring the water. So, and whenever you are putting the acid, see, at the time of dilution, this is something very important. Most of the time what they do, they dilute. Now you will not be asked in FIBSC to dilute the chemical, but in the later class you have to do this thing. So now only make sure how to dilute any type of the acid. First take the container, take the amount of water in that which is required, and thereafter slowly add the acid in there and mix it with the glass rod. Never ever you should do vice versa. That means first acid then water. It may cause any type of harm to you. Accurate quantity of reagent. Now see, most of the time result is not appear, चलो थोड़ा सा chemical डाल देते. Avoid this thing. Always make sure that you will be using the accurate quantity of the reagent, especially at the time of the titration. What happens, students feel very tired to take drop. Titration is the practical where we are using a solution into the burette, and from that burette we are adding drop by drop solution into the flask. So most of the time what students do, they just keep that flask open, chalo jaldi jaldi result aa jayega. Avoid doing that, and make sure that you will be doing all this practical with the patience. Accurate quantity of the reagent of working chemical should be prepared. Now whenever you are preparing, that time also you make sure. Now I always prepare it into the accurate quantity, but what happens, student, they overuse it. I don't know why. Preferably you must prepare all this chemical fresh every time, not only for getting correct result, also to waste of the chemical. Understood? Now this is all about your general this safety. Now when we talk about the safety symbol, now see, as I told you, every time it is not necessary that you will be getting, as I told you in the masters, what happens that you all may require to make your own chemical. So for that particular reason, you must use the safety symbol. You must have the knowledge of the safety symbol. So on the type of hazard and the precaution, with whatever advancement into the biological science and emergence of the interdisciplinary approach has come in a better way to introduction of the variety of chemical, many instruments we all are going to use. So now see, using of all this chemical has become a very essential part of our practical. Now whenever we are using this particular chemical, so many chemicals are toxic, it may be the corrosive, it may be inflammable, it may be the carcinogenic into the nature. Similarly, whatever equipments which we required for performing our experiment, that might be extremely sensitive and it may work on the electrical input, so maximize the accuracy into the result, they are making it more and more complicated. So this may increase the risk to you, both student as well as teacher, those who are working into the laboratory. So that's why it is very much recommended that we should follow the precautionary measure correctly that are essential for our safety. Now you this European Union, they have passed a legislation, and this legislation is called as the Dangerous Substances Directive. It has a proper number 67 slash 548 slash EEC. This particular directive was given in 1967 for the classification, packaging and labeling of the dangerous substances. So under this particular law, the symbol of chemical hazards were depicted into the black with orange background. Since then, concept of the safety and precaution have become popular for safety of the people working into the laboratory and such other place. So again, in the year 2009, European symbol were replaced by the international symbol, because that European people, those who have launched this thing in the year 1967, they were using it, and when other people from the across the world, they find that it is very much useful by using of all such type of laboratory symbols. So they started following. So there is a need of international or globally symbol should be there, which should be accepted by each and every country. So now in the year 2009, the international symbols are introduced, which we are using now. The basic difference between two is that the only change of pattern of the labeling. Instead of black printing on orange yellow rectangle, international hazard pictograms are black symbols on white background, and with they have the red borders, as you all can see on my screen. Now, see, this thing can be asked in MCQ, that what is the main difference between the international and the European symbol. So you must remember, instead of black printing on orange yellow rectangle, now earlier it was black printing. International hazard pictograms, they are black symbol on white background with the red bordered rhombus. Earlier rectangle was used, now we are using the rhombus. Okay, it is compulsory now to have the international hazard symbol, warning, as well as the precautionary phrases on the label of the container, as well as bottles, whatever things are there, with the hazardous chemical. If any chemical is hazardous, so it is very much important. Now see, in FYBSC we have the higher student to teacher ratio, so there is a risk which need to there is a risk that anyone may come in contact with such chemicals. So definitely we are, that's why training and practicing the important precautionary step to avoid any type of the mishap into the laboratory. So all these labels on the chemical bottle you should observe very carefully, and in whatever different safety measures we are explaining you, drilling in your mind, we should adopt it forever. Okay, so whenever we are doing any experiment as per the nature and hazard related to the chemical, at least you must know, so that any mishap should not be happen. So it is very much strongly recommended to make learner completely oriented about all safety symbol, their meaning, their hazards, what are related to you all, and we should know what all necessary precautions to be taken place while performing any type of the laboratory practical. Now, common chemicals used into the biological laboratory, they are categorized as the physical hazard, health hazard, and the environment hazard. All this on the basis of all this hazard the chemicals are divided into the various categories that we will be discuss and in detail into the next class. For this note, for now we'll stop.